Hey, it's Paul with RockOutfitters.com, here to show you the RockyMount BackStage bicycle platform hitch rack. Here we have it installed onto this vehicle that's equipped with a 2-inch receiver hitch. Currently, it's in the deployed position, ready to accept loading of bicycles. But let's first go ahead and put it in the stowed position. We'll show you how this is mounted onto the vehicle. I'm just going to lower the ratcheting hold down arms and the cradle backstop. There's a lever on the underside here to allow me to rotate this platform into the vertical position so that I can easily just pull it right off after I remove the hitch bolt. So that's what I want to show you here is how it's held into the hitch. Just gently set it on the floor. So for starters, on top here, you can see there's a ball bearing. That ball bearing will press into the inside of your receiver hitch to give it an effective anti-wobble both vertically and horizontally. So when you thread in the hitch bolt, that ball bearing will press inward. So it's a really good way to minimize play between your receiver hitch and the rack itself. So when you're loading these racks, the best way to do that is with it, as you see here, in this right angle stowed position. So it's easy to manipulate it and to raise it up to the hitch, bring it to the vertical position, and slide forward. At this point, you want to use this hitch pin to insert it through the hitch pin hole and use it as a feeler to find the hole in the rack, and then tighten that bolt up as far as you can. If you notice, I'm relieving some friction by lifting and manipulating the rack around a little bit just to make sure that that bolt goes in nice and smoothly. And then once it's in as far as it goes with your fingers, go ahead and use the supplied wrench. This wrench comes with the rack, or better yet, your own, if you have it, 3/4 inch socket. Just makes it a little bit more convenient, comfortable to cinch that tight. So you want to get it nice and firm. Okay, now for a theft deterrent, RockyMounts includes a lock mechanism. This lock mechanism simply snaps onto the end of that hitch pin and gives you a means for security. Now to take it off, you require that key, and that takes it off. But without the key, you can just cover up the end of it for the dust cover, water cover, and snap that on. So excellent security for the rack to your hitch. Okay, so now you can also see we've got a very rigid connection of the whole rack to the vehicle. So that's what that anti-wobble hitch bolt and that ball bearing achieve. All right, so next we've got the blue handle here, which we lift and rotate the platform into the carrying position, quick and easy. Also here on the underside, let's point out the adjustability. You have 4 bolts that allow you to slide this tray and the lower tray here independently to maintain a good positioning between the 2 bikes that are loaded. So if you have any contact, you can take them away from this neutral position and offset them more. Okay, so now we have it in the lowered position. Next step when you're ready to load a bike is you rotate this hold down arm to the outside, press the blue button and extend that hook all the way out. This is the backstop of your cradle. Bring that around and brace it against the back. And then you want to open up this rear ratcheting strap. You got the blue button that releases that. Now on this inside position bike, we're going to load the heaviest bike. And in this case, this is also has wide 4-inch tires. These cradles will accommodate all the way up to 5-inch wide tires, but in this case, our bike is just 4-inch. But even still, we're going to need this extension, and this extension is included to wrap around the entire rear tire. Okay, so let's grab this bike. Okay, so now, because on this vehicle, it's a bigger SUV and the hitch is up a little bit higher into the bumper, so it's up, the platform is up pretty high, so it's important that you use a good technique for lifting the bike into place, as opposed to grabbing it here at a comfortable place to grab it here. What you want to do is actually get down lower and grab it at a lower point on the bike so it's easier to lift into place. Okay, so I got it. The front wheel isn't firmly in the front wheel cradle. Now the back wheel, I'm going to get that strap out of the way. I probably could have done a better job of having that strap out of the way when I lifted it. And the more you load your bike, the more tricks you'll find to improve on that. Okay, so I got that strap going through. I'll give it a little bit more slack here. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. And now up here, we got the front wheel cradle. And this is where you get all your stability from. So I've got that V shape in a position on the tire to make sure it's not going to slip any deeper into that V shape after I've already cinched it down. So let's just go ahead and give it a good snug fit on there. Okay, so we got our first bike loaded. Let's get the second bike. So I'm going to open that up, and in this case, I'm going to get that strap tucked way out of my way and have it to where it's not going to have the rear tire sit on it just to speed things up. So here we have our second bike. Now, this bike was chosen to show the big range of tire sizes that will work. Same thing, I'm just going to reach down low on the frame and fork and stand up, get that back wheel in, front wheel in. And really what you want to do is do the front wheel first to get that stability. Again, find the deepest part of that hook and then pull down nice and snug here at the back. Run that strap through your rear wheel. Now, a nice feature of this rear wheel cradle is that it actually rotates, so it automatically adjusts to different length wheelbases versus other designs where you may have to manually slide this tray back and forth to line up. This one essentially does it for you. Okay, so some of the features that you get with this rack for accessibility into the vehicle is a tilt down feature. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So I'm kind of going to guide it down into this tilted position, which allows you to open up the rear hatch on most vehicles, even with the bikes loaded. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and lift back up and show another key feature of this rack, which is the SwingAway version. So I've got the blue turn knob, which I've disengaged from the base. I'm going to lift up on this blue lever and swing the entire platform off to the side. Now, not only does it swing, but it also pivots. So I have this pivoting action here. And then now I have complete access into the back of the vehicle. Plenty of room behind the vehicle to access gear and get things out, whatever you may need to do. Now, when you want to go back into the stowed position, you have two levers that you'll have to work with. First, this one, and then this one, and just pivots smoothly. And then you re-engage the turn knob, which combines the two sections together so there's no play in between those two sections. Okay, so another accessory and feature that's included with this rack is security. So here we have a really thick braided steel cable, has two ends to it. It has a loop end and a lockdown end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this cable through as many parts of the bike as I can, depending on the length of the cable and the positioning of the bikes. So I think on this one I can probably get it through both frames and a couple wheels. Now here, if you can watch me, I'm going to run the lockdown end through the loop end. Essentially, we're just creating a lasso. And now what you've got, you'll see up underneath here, we have a second hitch pin lock. And I'm going to lift up the cover, unlock it. So this should be kept on full time because it actually acts as a theft deterrent of the platform to the base, because if someone were to loosen that bolt, essentially they could take off this entire platform. Not likely, but okay, so now you just slide that on there. At this point, we don't need that key anymore. We just snap it on. So now you have the bicycles secured to the rack, and the rack is secured to the hitch. So you have overall very good theft deterrent. And those are all the key features of the RockyMounts BackStage. This product, along with a full line of RockyMount products, are available at rackoutfitters.com. Please see the link in our video description for complete details and our pricing and promotions, and thanks for watching.